you that, yeah, he's good if you guys decide he's
Well,
the
I
guy?
think there's always reports. You know, last year with Myles Garrett, we had that kind of report. So I don't think we play into any of that. You know, I think we'll sit and talk with the player. Obviously, we'll ask him that question, and he'll be able to answer it. But I don't get concerned about those things, and because sometimes things get written that players don't say.
Hugh, last year you took a non-quarterback number one. What special player would merit that a second year in a row?
Well, I think you said it. He's a special player. We truly believe that Myles Garrett is a special player, and he's gonna be a great player for the organization, for the Cleveland Browns. So if there's another player like that, and we think he's better than the quarterback position, then we'll have to consider that. But I think there's some fine quarterbacks in this year's draft. You know, there's 4 or 5 guys that everybody's talking about, and we're going to sort through that and see what's best.
Hugh, going back to Rosen for a second. I know you said you don't get caught up in the reports, but when you hear from the horse's mouth that he'd be happy to play for you, does that matter to you? Is it any sense of comfort in that, or?
I don't know if it's comfort, but again, you know, as you know, this is the National Football League. We get to draft them, you know, and we're going to have those conversations with these young men about things that are said. There's no question about that. But it does feel good to know that that was not the report that came from him. That was not something that he said, and he corrected that.
And with him specifically, there's like, you know, personality. When you read about him, there's personality, some personality questions, some like passion for the game questions. Do you have those questions, and is that part of being eager to sit down with him and hear it from him?
I think we want to talk to him about everything. I just, you know, all the things you've talked about and the things that we have questions about. So we'll find out all as we go through this process.
When a quarterback doesn't meet your measurables, your hand size, height requirements, what does he need to show you to kind of overcome?
Can he play? You know, at the end of the day, I think we know that's what it all comes down to. You have to have a starting point, right? You know, you want a guy to be this tall, you want a guy to be this big, you want a guy to have this kind of hand size. But at the end of the day, can the guy play the position? You know, everybody has a prototype that they want, but there's always, like I said earlier, there's outliers to all of this.
Does it bother you if a guy like Sam doesn't throw at the combine?
No, I mean, again, you know, Sam's making the decision. We wish he would throw, like to see him throw, but at the same time, there's going to be other time to have an opportunity to watch him work out and do those things. But again, do I wish he was throwing here this weekend? Yes, I do. To watch him compete with the other guys. But at the same time, that's not going to hinder us making a decision about what kind of player he is for our football team.
Can you figure out in these 15-minute meetings, there's always this phrase of you can tell if a guy loves football or they love what football does for them. Has it been your experience you're pretty dead on when you know one or the other? Can you figure that out in talking to a kid?
I think you can. I think you know. I think the guys who are passionate about playing football and wanting to be one of the best in this league, it shows. Obviously, there's still work to be done that way, but that's the starting point. You start to really get a feel for how important football is to a player.
How troubling are the turnovers for Darnold, and do you have to either sit down with him or by watching film figure out where those come from and if they can be fixed?
Again, we're going to always look at all of those things, as you know. I think a quarterback, you know, there's all kind of different variables that a guy's had to deal with, you know, players leaving, systems, all kind of things. So we just have to sort through it all to understand it, and we will. We'll dig into that and understand why those things happen, and we'll give the player an opportunity to explain to us why they happen.
When you look at 21 fumbles in 27 games, like, do you want to see the? I know
that's not fair,
right? But do you want to see the hand size to see if that's an issue with the fumbling?
Yeah,
or?
I mean, you got to see where that's coming from. You know, is it because the guy's not protecting the ball? You know, maybe somebody's hitting him on the arm, maybe his grip. There could be a lot of different reasons why those things are happening. But again, as you just mentioned, there's something we have to find out about.
How well did you get to know Baker at the Senior Bowl?
I didn't spend a lot of time with him. No, I didn't. So I'm looking forward. This is going to be my first exposure to him personally here at the Combine.
Is he a guy you need to get comfortable with? I mean, there's a lot of stories about his personality and his off-the-field stuff. Do you kind of need to reconcile that for yourself?
Absolutely. I mean, not just him, but all the guys that are here. You know, we need to get comfortable with and understand them better that way on the field and off the field.
You've talked about